Along those lines, it seems to me that it may be driven by, really from the top down, from whoever governor you've got, that the nature of the role itself may be prior to 2000, if you were on the board of visitors, whatever college, you were supposed to try and be objective and be beyond politics, but now the role has changed to you go in there and you do the political power play. You enforce the power play itself. Is there anything about our governance in these public universities that is driving this?
Yeah, well, I think you'll probably find that where you have Democratic governors who appoint Democratic members to the boards of visitors, you're going to find a different approach. But it's not that simple. So here in Virginia, for example, we have a decentralized system versus North Carolina, where they have a very centralized system, a board of visitors that kind of governs the whole system. Each university has its own board. The first criteria, the number one criteria for being appointed to board is like giving a lot of money. So you got to be a good Democrat or a good Republican in terms of having given a lot of money. So then you get appointed on the board. But the system is created so that one governor can't just stack the deck with everybody. Say at UVA, for example, you have 19 board members. One of them is a student board member, but they rotate off a certain number, I guess maybe 3 or 4 every 2 years or something like that. So one governor can't just stack the deck. So, I mean, there's certain kind of things that are kind of built into the system that I think are probably good. But still, okay, so here in Virginia, you have you had the McAuliffe administration and the Northern administration. So now almost all the boards are totally dominated by Democrats. But what kind of Democrats? Not crazy Looney Tune leftist Democrats. For the most part, I mean, the people who have been on the board of, say, the University of Virginia have been very mainstream parts of the establishment. I mean, the guy who's just newly appointed to the rector of University of Virginia is Whit Clement, who is a partner at Hunt and Woods, or whatever they call the firm now. And he's kind of a state and local government lobbyist. He served under the Warner administration as Secretary of Commerce. He's a very mainstream kind of guy. He's not like a radical by any means at all. So, and a lot of people kind of are cut from the same cloth at UVA. But so then it becomes a question of, I think when you're Democrats, though, it's harder to resist the tenor of the time, the way things are going, because all good Democrats are going to have to be they have to be on board with DE&I. They may not call it critical race theory, but they've got to be diversity. You've got to worship diversity. You've got to accept equity as a principle. And so they're more conflicted. And so they say, yeah, we want to uphold the traditions of UVA, the Jeffersonian traditions and the honor code and all those kind of things. But at the same time, like, we kind of feel the pull of the leftist ideology. So they're kind of in between, kind of buffering.